Hi, my name is John.
And my name is Lloyd.
And we're the hosts of The Pint,
a pop culture podcast.
Lloyd, if you had to tell any of the people out there that might be listening to The Pint for the first time about anything unsavory or disconcerting we might do on the show, what would you warn them about?
Well, sometimes we drop spoilers, and sometimes we swear like motherfucking sailors.
Fuck yeah, we do. You heard it from him. You've been warned.
Listen in.
What's the code, Travis?
I told you, Quayla. 50,000 possible key code combinations in 15-second intervals.
Welcome to a brand new episode of The Pint, a pop culture podcast. It is frigid February. That's right. All February long, we're doing movies that are snowy, that are cold.
It's fucking cold outside.
Fucking cold outside. It's freezing out there.
Yeah.
My name's John.
My name's Lloyd.
I'm Bob.
And today we're back in Sylvester Stalloneville. Just last month on the Patreon.
Absolutely.
Me and good old Hot Coffee Lawsuit, Eric, talked about Rambo First Blood Part 2. And so we're back. We're back there. But this time we're talking about a little movie from 1993. That's right. Let's get into it. Let's talk all about Cliffhanger. Action-adventure film released on May 28th, directed by Rennie Harlin. Rennie Harlin directed other action films such as Die Hard 2, Deep Blue Sea, A Shark Ate Me, a motherfucking shark
Deep Blue Sea,
ate me.
I didn't know
That's right. And Cutthroat Island, which we'll talk about a little bit in a second. Married?
What, you're not going to say Adventures of Ford Fairlane?
Nah, I didn't mention that one.
I forgot that he did that.
He did do that.
Yeah.
And he actually just recently did the newest, and he's doing all three of The Strangers. They're doing a trilogy.
Yeah.
The first
that
one,
was him?
That was him. Yeah, that was not a very good movie. But
I did not see it.
yeah, it was
I'm all set with that.
Yeah, I saw the first one and don't think I'll need to see the second too. He was married to Gina Davis from 1993 to 1998. So
Getting some good poon.
he climbed that mountain.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he climbed that mountain. Written by a guy named Michael France, who wrote the story and the screenplay. Michael
Sure
France.
it's not France?
Franchat?
France.
I think it's France. Michael France also wrote a film Lloyd and I did in 2023, GoldenEye, with the golden eye. The little Tina Turner there. 2004 is The Punisher with Thomas Jane, and the 2005 Fantastic Four film. But then the screenplay was rewritten by a guy that we might know named Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone, you might know him from writing things such as Rocky. He wrote Rocky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. He also wrote Rambo First Blood Part 2, along with James Cameron. But go check out that episode on our Patreon, Patreon/The Pint. Go check it out, $2.50 a month. And also Cobra, which we'll be doing with Bob at some point very soon.
Yes.
So
I'll bring the pizza and the scissors.
You bring this. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The premise for Cliffhanger was based on a novella called Rogues Babylon by John Long, who is an American rock climber and author. I said was. He might still be alive. I have no fucking clue. So hopefully he still is.
Yeah, he probably fell off a cliff.
He might have. He might have. This was filmed between April and August of 1992 in Colorado and Italy. Most of the mountain range scenes are in Italy.
The Dolomites.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. I did
Not
read
to
that.
be confused with Dolomite.
Not Dolomite.
I was okay. All right. Yeah, you almost had me there.
The Dolomite Mountains, not the Dolomite.
I got excited for a second there, and I was waiting.
No, it wasn't. No Rudy Ray Moore.
No.
Yeah.
No. So here's how we came about with Cliffhanger. All right, Caracol Pictures, which went out of business in 1995, I believe, or 1998, largely due to the. I
think it was 98.
98.
Believe,
The bomb that was Cutthroat Island, directed by Rennie Harlin.
That was it.
Ended up kind of knocking them out, but they had made films such as Basic Instinct, Terminator 2, and a film we did a couple years ago during Van Damme, Universal Soldier.
Yep. We talked a lot about Carol Co.
It says here they were defunct in 1995.
Okay.
So this is how it happened. Sylvester Stallone signed a deal with Caracol.
Carol Co.
Can't say it. to do a movie initially written by John Hughes that was going to be a comedy starring Stallone and John Candy called Bartholomew versus Neff. And it was supposed to be a comedy about two neighbors at war with each other.
All right.
Okay? Movie never ends up happening. So, Stallone owes them a movie. They shift him over to a movie called Isobar, I-S-O-B-A-R, which I've heard of this movie before. Isobar was a genetically engineered monster on a high-speed train.
It sounds like a genetically engineered protein bar.
Yeah, Isobar.
Isobar.
Yeah, something that
I'm pretty sure if you go on the shelf in your local vitamin shop, there's an Isobar
Let's
there.
each come up real
I
quick.
might have had one once.
Yeah.
Let's each come up with what we think would be an Isobar flavor. Lloyd, what do you think?
Blueberry cereal.
Yeah, I'm going to say coconut and almond.
You took mine.
What you got?
I was going to say coconut and all right, coconut and walnut.
Okay, yeah. Coconut almond sounds way better. Although I hate coconut. So Isobar is about a genetically engineered monster that escapes on a high-speed train. It was going to be a Ridley Scott film at one point. And then that didn't end up happening. So they finally say, here's what we're going to do. There's a director named Rennie Harlan. He is making a movie called Gale Force, which in the description was Die Hard in a hurricane. So
they need to make that.
Oh.
Stallone was going to play an ex-Navy SEAL who lived on maybe a Florida Key type island or something.
Right.
That during a hurricane, modern pirates were going to attack this island because of reasons, and he was going to defend his homeland from them.
All right, I get it.
Okay, so Rennie Harlan was going to be in that or direct that one. He was paid to direct it, and then they canceled it.
I love being paid to do things and then not having to do them.
Yeah.
Right?
2 weeks prior to filming, they canceled it due to budget issues and special effects. Okay, but they already paid Rennie Harlan, so then they decided they had the script for what would become Cliffhanger, and they said, "Why don't we just make this?" So they plugged Stallone in. They made that his contractual obligation.
All right.
Rennie Harlan switched over to doing that. That's how we get to Cliffhanger. A couple notes on Cliffhanger.
Praise Jesus.
That's right. This movie features a scene that praise Jesus.
That we got this wonderful movie.
Okay, all right. Do you think anybody has ever?
Is that a giveaway on how much you like this?
No.
Do you think anybody has ever said thank you to Jesus for Cliffhanger other than you?
No, it's
Okay.
probably the first.
Okay. This movie is in the Guinness Book of World Records for the costliest aerial stunt ever. Simon Crane, who is a stuntman, but he is also a second unit director, who has been the second unit director in films such as Maleficent. The Angelina
good
Jolie
movie.
Yeah.
Men in Black 3, and Troy, was paid $1 million for the 15,000-foot transfer between one plane to another.
Oh, okay.
With the
Really?
route.
On the zip line?
And you don't see much of it in the movie. Sylvester Stallone, they weren't going to let it happen. Sylvester Stallone deferred $1 million of his salary
Wow.
to make sure that happened. And that is, or at least was as of time that I read the article on this, was the costliest aerial stunt in a movie ever. And
Amazing.
so I read that before I had rewatched this movie. I hadn't rewatched it in a while. And I thought, oh, it's going to be this really intense long scene. It's really short. They cut away a lot. You don't see much of anything. You don't see much of anything. So that's some production information on Cliffhanger. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the cast, Manster.
I was just wondering, who are some of these motherfuckers at this party?
So we have Sylvester Stallone as Ranger Gabriel Walker. Gabe.
Do you find it funny that that
I don't do psychos.
They
I put them away.
They give these characters two of the main characters, Walker and Tucker.
Yeah, Walker and Tucker.
Walker, Tucker, Walker. Yeah.
Oh God.
He's a former mountain climber. That movie opens, right, with him hanging from above.
It looks real to me.
It really looks real. I don't know if, clearly it wasn't him, but there's people who really can do that, who can really hang from their fingertips. And he was making it look like it was jokey, throwing his leg up there, and I'm like, what the fuck?
There's a movie called Free Solo that I will not watch.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen Free Solo.
The dude lives, but I can't watch it because he climbs like a sheer face.
Yeah, and he does El Cap.
El Cap. And he lives, but I can't watch that movie because how harrowing it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, people do that shit.
Yeah. So, and he was a rescue ranger, and, he's haunted by events that happen in the movie.
Like the Chippendale?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. You'll know him, like you said, Rocky, Rambo, The Expendables, Judge Dredd. I am the law.
I am the law.
King Shark in the Suicide Squad.
That's right. He was good in that, yeah.
Suicide Squad.
That's right.
Then we have the incomparable John Lithgow as Eric Quaylen.
John Lithgow has 2 speeds, and they're both awesome. Like Goofy Family Dad or fucking Psycho Bad Dude.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Yep.
He does them both really well. Yeah, he's a psycho basically in this movie. Leader of a gang of thieves. So he was originally cast as the secondary villain in this.
Was it Christopher Walken? Did I read that?
Yeah, it was Christopher Walken.
I did read that.
And I wonder why, but Christopher Walken walked.
Gabe Walker.
Gabe Walker.
Walker, Tucker, you're pissing me off.
You left the film. Yeah, so you remember him from Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh, I love that.
The World
show.
According to Garp.
Yes, I've never seen that.
The
yeah, let's not get into the murky
something.
waters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was nominated for supporting actor
I
for
haven't
that.
seen that movie in God knows how long.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I always think of him like, okay, so clearly, stuff like Harry and the Hendersons and 30 Rock and the Third Rock from the Sun and stuff like that. But the one that like he imprinted in me later in his career was as the Trinity Killer in Dexter.
I never saw that. I never really saw much of Dexter.
That's probably the best season for Dexter.
He is
without a doubt, hands down.
Yeah,
harrowing.
Yeah,
he's so good.
So
and then
insane.
that season finale. Gee.
Yes.
And I'm going to say one more that I don't think you guys have seen, but he played Winston Churchill in The Crown on Netflix.
No.
Oh, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
He's a great actor. He does, he has that accent
He's
in
in
this
Blowout,
movie.
too.
Yes.
Love that movie.
That is
right.
Yeah. Yeah. He has the scene at the end of the movie where it all comes down to a fist fight between him and Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
And he just has the line where he's like, Walker, you piece of shit. And I just love that. I love the bad guy, the British bad guy calling someone a piece of shit.
Or Walker, you're a piece of work. And you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, they call each other a piece of shit at the end of the movie. It's great.
Then we have Yondu as Ranger Harold or Hal Tucker.
That's
and
right.
By Yondu, I mean Michael Rooker. Basically his best friend who fucking deserts him because he let his girlfriend die. I don't get it.
Look, if you want to get into the deeper psychological issues in Cliffhanger, Michael Rooker blames himself because why would you bring? Well, because
she was not a climber.
That's what I'm saying. Is
I don't know how they did it.
Yeah. Do you bring someone let's say 6 months?
No.
Yeah, you don't, right?
No.
This is
my
Michael,
apartment.
This is my little bit of banging. The biggest thing Bob is going to climb isn't going to be an Italian Dolomite mountain spire. It's going to be her double D boobies and her nippies.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's so easy to climb those.
Yeah.
Safer.
It is safer.
Yep.
Now,
More
he was
fun.
from Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Never seen that
You have
movie.
not seen that still. It's hard watch.
It's a hard watch.
Yeah.
but it's good. It's his first role.
It is his first
Yeah.
role. Yep.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that I know I should see, but it's a hard watch, and I know Larry has told me before because I know Larry likes it and stuff. There's hard rape scenes and stuff.
Yeah. Of course, Larry would like that.
Yeah.
I've seen it once. I'll never watch it again.
Yeah, at some point I might watch it, but
it's
yeah,
it is. Yeah. JFK, The Dark Half. Obviously, Yondu, like I said, from Guardians of the Galaxy. Mallrats, correct?
Mallrats, yeah.
He was Merle Dixon in The Walking Dead.
That's right. That's right.
A few seasons?
2 seasons, maybe? Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was two. No.
Yeah, maybe 3.
I think it was 3 seasons.
He was with the governor's crew for a while, and then governor turned him into a zombie.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on to Janine Turner, who I've always had hots for.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is just personal preference. I wish she had longer hair.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, if she had longer. Yeah.
So Sherilyn Fenn, what about her?
Sherilyn Fenn had longer hair, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sherilyn Fenn's hot.
I kind of equate those two in my mind for some reason.
Sherilyn Fenn from the Wraith.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Janine Turner, I think of her because I didn't watch the show, but I watched it here and there, Northern Exposure.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And she was beautiful. She's beautiful in this movie.
Yeah.
But she has a boy haircut.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
I don't mind it.
She has a
Very
Lloyd
boyish
haircut.
haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she plays Ranger Jessie Deegan, who happens to be Sylvester Stallone's girlfriend. She was in Dallas. She's been around for a while. She was in the TV show Dallas from the 80s.
Honestly, she's kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Like,
She
I looked
disappeared a long
into it
time ago.
after I watched it. I was like, holy shit, she hadn't done nothing.
Yeah.
Steel Magnolias, Friday Night Lights. I love that show. That was a good show. She was later in the series.
I haven't seen her since Cliffhanger, I think. Yeah.
Monkey Shines. The George A. Romero.
Oh,
You ever see a movie with
yeah,
the monkey with the symbols? Like that's
I've
the
heard of
poster.
it. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a fine movie. It's okay, you know.
Then I'll say her name. They had credits for her, but I didn't know anything. Michelle Joyner as Sarah. She's the girl that falls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you got Rex Van Ryn. Remember Rex Van Ryn?
He's not in this.
Yeah, he's in this. He has Richard Travers. No, his name is Rex Lynn.
Rex Lynn. Oh, I know Rex Lynn. Rex Lynn is like a classic character actor. He looks like Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does, right?
I kept saying that last night.
Yeah.
Fucking Dr. Phil. Aggressive Dr. Phil.
The scene at the end
Angry
where he
Dr. Phil.
finally just gets done with it and he's like, Quayla, you fucking jerk off, and he's screaming, and then he decides to go after Walker.
Yeah.
I love that scene where he's just like, "Fuck you and your fucking money. I wasted 20 years in the IRS, and now you fuck my life, you fucking asshole."
I love it. Yeah, he one day he just decided he was an actor, and he announced, "I'm an actor."
He's in.
He's in.
I never finished it, but he was in a show you love. He was in Better Call Saul. He was the banker guy.
He was.
Oh, shit.
He was the CEO of Mesa Verde. Yeah.
Oh, god damn. I didn't even think of that.
I guess he had a big role in CSI Miami. I didn't really watch that show.
He was in a bunch of movies in the 90s. I cannot think of anything other than Cliffhanger.
Also, Django Unchained.
Is he in that, really?
Yes,
he played Tennessee Henry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't remember.
I do remember that. Yeah.
There's a lot of people. I'm going to go there a few more, but there's so many people in this
You're going
movie.
to mention Leon, right?
I'm not sure I'm going to mention Leon.
Come on, he's got one fucking name. It's easy for you to say.
You can say it after.
Okay.
Paul Winfield.
Paul Winfield, and I think he also gets special appearance in the credits.
Oh, is it? Yeah. I didn't notice that.
he
Okay.
does.
He plays Walter White. Actually, he plays Walter Wright.
Walter Wright. Okay. All right.
Another Breaking Bad thing. He's a U.S. Treasury agent, and isn't he the other guy's boss?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He was in Star Trek II, The Wrath of
Captain
Khan.
Tyrrell.
Yeah, he sure was. The Terminator.
And when we did our Terminator episode, I dug up on him through research that he was he was a openly gay man.
Yeah.
Which blew my mind because you just didn't hear stuff like that back then.
In another movie we did.
What else?
Mars Attacks.
That's right. He's the general. He's the second general.
He's the general.
Him and Rod Steiger.
Okay,
Yeah, remember we were talking about the two generals and their different.
He's the friendly general.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Then we have Ralph Waite. This is a shout out for Larry because I think he loves the show. Probably if he loves Little House, he's got to love the Waltons.
Oh, it's Ralph.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's right.
He's
That's
John
right.
Walton. He's Papa Walton.
This is the older Ranger, right?
He's a helicopter pilot. He gets
Frank.
shot in the end.
Frank the helicopter.
It's a banana eating a monkey. Yeah. I love that line where he's like, Frank, you're a weird guy.
Yeah.
You look normal, but you're
You're
weird.
a weird guy. He played the search and rescue pilot. So he was a U.S. Marine from 1946 to 48. Then he graduated with a master's degree from Yale's Divinity School.
Nice.
And became a Presbyterian minister.
Jesus. Well, I guess.
And then he was the religious editor of the Harper Row in New York. And then he became an actor.
Nice.
Yeah, I love this guy's arc. He was also in Cool Hand Luke and 5 Easy Pieces. So he's in some good films. The Bodyguard.
He's a sad death in this movie.
Oh,
yeah,
you don't want him to die.
He was the one character I was most attached to. When he died. I was like, oh fuck, not that guy.
When I was watching
Not
this,
Frank.
I knew he was going to die. But when I was watching this and he gets shot, I'm like, how do you get to 75 and die by getting shot? What a fucked way on a mountain.
Yeah,
like during a fucking treasury theft.
And by the guy that always has one eye closed, for some reason.
Yeah. Well, he got shot by the Australian guy.
Yeah,
the Australian guy.
Striker.
The Australian guy who, by the way, calls football soccer.
Yeah.
No fucking way would he have said soccer.
No.
Soccer, great sport. No.
I was like, when he said,
Yeah, sorry. Somebody on set
I
wasn't
call
fucking,
bullshit.
Yeah.
I call bullshit.
He'd get beaten up by the other fucking Australians.
All right, I'll do one more, then you can do Leon.
All right.
Bruce McGill.
He must have had a lot cut out. Why is he in this? He has one line, I think, and then he gets killed on the plane.
So if you know him, he's a treasury agent in this movie, but D-Day from Animal House, the sheriff from My Cousin Vinny.
The dad from The Lookout.
The Lookout we just did. Is in Matchstick Man.
Yeah.
That's a good movie, Matchstick Man.
I've seen it once, but it's a good movie, yeah. And I'll just bring out Leon. Leon from Cool Runnings. Who first black guy ever to get killed by a stalactite. Literally, you see it happen on film.
He is spoiling for a fight the second you see him.
He is in a fucking rough mood.
Oh, he is
in a rough mood.
Angry.
Yeah.
Angry dude.
And it's a question. Me and Heather were talking about this while we were watching the movie. I think I'm right. Well, there was no contention, but like stalactites are up, stalagmites are bottom, right?
Yeah, T for top.
That's correct.
T for
stalactite is top.
Who taught you that?
I just figured it out
Did you make
years
that
ago
up?
when I was a kid. Yeah,
I'm going to use that for fucking ever.
Yeah.
T for top, stalactite.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Did you know that or you?
Fuck no.
No. Okay. All right.
So I gave you maybe like 1/4 of like all the players in the movie.
No, we're good.
There's so many more.
We're good.
You want to know like the 12 henchmen?
No.
Okay. All right. I'll stop there.
The Australian guy that calls fucking football soccer. Yeah. I'm a striker. Soccer. Do you know the rules of soccer? You got to use your feet. You're like, shut up. Fucking weirdo.
You sound like
sounded like Wolverine from the cartoon.
Was it Wolverine from the cartoon? All right, let's get into Cliffhanger.
It's aggressive toward boats.
Australian Wolverine.
Aggressive towards boats. Oh, the Meg. Fuck you. Okay, so we are in Colorado. We're watching Sylvester Stallone climb a mountain. And we find out the reason he's climbing a mountain is because Michael Rooker just can't bring his girlfriend home and eat her pussy like a man. And he tries to impress her, and he brings her up to the top of this mountain, and they get stranded there. So the setup for this movie...
You can't get down from there.
They can't get down.
There's no way.
And there's a little bit of conversation between Jesse in the helicopter and Frank. You know, why would he bring someone up here who's not a good climber? So anyways, Stallone climbs up, and he gets to the bluff that they're on. And they set up a zip line. Okay? They set up a zip line, and they are going to take the zip line, and the zip line is connected to the helicopter, and they are going to take the zip line back to the helicopter, and they're going to get on the helicopter,
right.
and then they're going to have dinner.
Easy peasy.
They're going to have dinner that night, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're having a little meet cute, and they're talking, and Stallone is like, this is the only time in the movie where Stallone is kind of like happy Stallone, you know? It's like, oh, Jesse, why'd you let this loser bring you up here? You should be home eating your pussy right now. And she's like, trust me, I'd much rather have my pussy being eaten than dealing with this.
I'm not even sure how I got up
She's
here.
like, I don't know how the fuck we climbed. This is the tallest fucking, like...
And there's like 120 foot, like, total vertical, horizontal ledge.
Can we mention this I want to mention this real quick. We talked about it before we were recording, and I want to pause what we're talking about movie-wise right now. This movie... A lot of the mountain climbing scenes and a lot of the scenes that take place in the mountains, Bob, do you agree with this? Looks great. It looks like...
Absolutely.
You would think this is maybe not pre-green screen, but not a lot of green screen could have been used. It looks very good practically. A lot of the climbing scenes look like the real people climbing. It doesn't look like shit.
It looks fantastic.
It's beautiful. Yeah, the mountain vista is awesome.
I thought for sure that 4K, you'd look at it and be like, that's fucking fake. I watched it last night. It just looks terrific.
But do you agree that when we get into the scenes in the mountains that are in sets where it's like, like the scene in the stalagmite like area where he fights
looks
Leon,
like set.
The scene where there's the little frozen river, it just looks so chintzy.
Yeah.
Did you
Absolutely.
You picked that up too, right?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
I own this movie on DVD, so obviously this is an old copy I watched, but it looked like shit even on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because Michael Rooker's character hurt his knee, I took umbrage with this in the film too. Why would he go first? Why would they not want the non-climber to be... So if anybody's going to get stuck up there, it's the two guys that can climb. Bob, did you feel this way, or were you like, he's hurt, so he's got to go first?
Just plot armor, I guess.
Yeah, I had an issue with that.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a pussy move.
Yeah, it was a pussy move.
I thought that was a bitch move.
It was a bitch move.
Yeah.
So the Rook goes on the zipline and goes back over. And then, Stallone's like, don't worry, Jesse, we're still all going to go out to dinner tonight, blah, blah, blah. And she gives him a little kiss on the cheek, and, it's all happy fun time right now. Jesse gets hooked up to her harness, but she's afraid. She gets out on the line. They're 86 million feet in the air.
Yeah.
And she immediately starts looking down. He's like, Jesse, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop with the Stallone. Jesse.
I don't think it was.
I think it should.
It wasn't Jesse, was it?
What's her name? No. What's her name?
Sarah.
Sarah, don't look down.
Right.
Don't look down. Sarah, look.
And of course she looks down.
Yeah.
She looks right the fuck down. In the credits, I did not watch it in the credits, but I read on IMDb where they give you like funny credits.
Yeah.
Whatever company, hiking company, climbing company, made the setup that eventually breaks on her, there's a credit in the movie saying that it was, what's the word? It was modified to fail. Because they don't want their product being out there being like, oh shit, I ain't climbing with that shit. Even though you don't know what it is. So she gets out there, she gets about halfway out there. And then all of a sudden, the little fucking, the strap breaks. Everything, like straps just start coming off. And
the I don't know what you call those things.
Yeah.
Forget it. The metal piece just starts like collapsing.
And everything collapses, the strap breaks, and she ends up just hanging by her hands.
Yeah.
Right?
And it looks like a piece of plastic that's just chilling up there. Like, how the fuck is that?
It's metal, but
I'm yelling at her. Get your fucking
like
elbow
plastic,
in
though.
there. Like,
Yeah.
don't hold with your hands. Get your elbow in the crook.
So she's holding with her hands now, and now Rooker's in the helicopter. Stallone's on the other side on the rock. She's in the middle, and she's freaking out. So now Stallone's like, I'm going to go out and get her. And Rooker's like, don't do it. And what's Rooker's reasoning, Bob, for not doing it? What does he think's going to happen?
He thinks the weight's going to be too much.
Right. It's only made out for one person.
Yeah.
What is Rooker's suggestion? He thinks she's just going to like hand over
what
hand.
else could she possibly do?
Right. And she's like easily probably 50 feet away. She clearly is afraid, and she would have to hand over hand get back over there.
Yeah.
You are in great shape, Lloyd. I don't think you could do it. I think you would get tired after about like 10 hand over hands and fall to your death horribly. Okay?
I would somehow wrap my whole arm around it.
I'm not going to waste any time.
You're just going straight down?
But you got to enjoy the ride. If you're going down, just try to enjoy it.
I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
Just turn and watch yourself the whole way down.
You know, like those two dudes were doing later in the movie. Right?
Oh, the
cheese
heads.
heads.
The cheese heads.
Cheese
Yeah.
heads, yeah.
So Manster, he ends up going out on the line. So give me what happens in this scene. What happens?
Yeah, he goes on the line. He gets out there, and slowly her carabiner and whatever, all the little things are failing. Right at the last second, when everything gives way and she starts falling, he gets his hand down there. You know, his forearm is like 25 inches around.
He's in great shape
He's
in this
got
movie.
Hulkster pythons.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just about.
This is, I think, at the time, this is what people would say was old Stallone, even though we have old Stallone now.
Yeah.
He was probably 42 in this movie.
Yeah, I was wondering. I don't
know
research
either.
it.
I think he was in his 40s at that point.
Yeah. But like he's in great shape in this movie.
Amazing
I
shape.
think that might actually have been the best shape I've seen him in his movies.
Maybe Rambo. He is in.
Yeah, I mean, he is pretty, but like in this one, he seems to be bigger and more defined in it.
Yeah.
I know I'm gay for him.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's fine.
His arms are pretty
He's
big.
insane. He's still pretty big in Tulsa King, but
he's
not as ripped. So as she's falling, he reaches his hand down and catches her. But the big problem here is she's wearing a glove.
Yeah.
So
and the other big problem is Rooker's on the side going, "Don't you let go of her, Gabe?"
Right.
Like give me a break, dude. You're
Like,
the one
shut
who did
up,
all this.
Merle. Fucking chop your hand off. That's what I'm gonna do.
So she falls.
Yeah. She
says,
falls
"Don't let me fall."
with a really
I don't wanna
bad
die.
scene.
First, she drops her teddy bear. That seems to
that's
be
right.
the part that gets her the most upset.
She screams so hard for that teddy bear.
Yeah.
I'm thinking as I'm watching it, I'm like, you are dangling 86 million feet above the center of the earth. You are going to fucking die. And you're worried about Mr. Fluffykins. Like, if you survive this, you can send the helicopter down and find Fluffykins. And he's going to be okay. You hit the ground, you're going to be a fucking stain.
Right.
She does. She freaks out when she drops it.
Grease spot. That's for sure.
Yeah, so she falls and that's it. Then we move on.
Falling scene is actually pretty great too, where how when she falls, it's slow motion and she's kicking.
They seem to do that a lot in the movie throughout.
Yeah,
when people are falling, you're seeing them fall.
Well, it's like a Hitchcock thing.
Yeah. So she falls and we know she dies and Gabe's on one side.
It never. I don't know. After that, she's not really a thing.
Well, she's
in the
dead.
movie for like 3 minutes.
She's dead.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you realized
But
that.
it feels.
She didn't break an ankle. She became part of the earth.
Yeah, she did.
She didn't have to be buried.
No,
she buried herself.
She's Stallone from First Blood, right off of a tree all the way down.
Yeah.
Just cut herself and then sewed herself back up.
No, she fucking bursted through the other side of the earth.
I wonder
and
if
she's
that's
like
the highest like tree
China
top.
side.
She's in China. She fucking like she
went
digs
to the
herself out of
land
the
down
earth.
under.
She's in Wuhan. So she's gone, and then like we see Stallone. He's like holding his head, and Brooker's like sitting there all sad, and then we cut ahead 8 months.
Yeah, 8 months later.
8 months. By the way, if you want to see that scene redone in a classic comedy fashion, Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, begins with a cliffhanger.
Oh, really?
With a cliffhanger joke. So 8 months later, we've got a couple different things going on. Manster, why don't you cover what's happening with the U.S. Treasury or whoever the fuck Dr. Phil is, what they're doing, what their whole thing is.
If I remember right, so they're making $1,000 bills.
$1,000 bills
are not. Those are not like U.S. notes that anybody will take.
They're not in circulation.
There used to be years ago. There used to be 500, I believe, in $1,000 bills.
Yeah, I believe so.
They've been long gone, but for some reason, I didn't really quite remember the reason. But they've got $100 million of these things, and they're going to transfer them. I don't really understand all that.
In
part.
3 cases.
3 cases. Yep.
Rex Lynn, aka Dr. Phil, is the Treasury agent in charge of all of this. And Paul Winfield's his boss. Paul Winfield says to him, do you mind taking along a FBI/CIA guy with you as a what do they call that? Like intercompany, we're doing him a favor.
Yeah.
He's going to wherever you're bringing this money. Mm-hmm. Can you take him? Sure, no problem. We always got extra room. And he makes it a point that he's this excellent agent. He's never lost a bill before.
Yeah.
So they go up. Bruce McGill, these guys go up. They're transferring it they're in Denver. They're at the U.S. Mint in Denver. Mm-hmm. And they're going.
Yeah, they're printing these bills. I'm like looking like, oh, just give me a few of those, please.
So they basically were doing like a Marvel and DC crossover, but.
Yes. Yeah. And they're bringing it to. To California. I don't know. Let's just say California.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So, Bob, meanwhile, back on the ranch, Stallone pulls back in.
Yep.
Now, Stallone pulls back into town, and he's driving his very noticeable Jeep. Everybody knows his Jeep.
Yeah, the cheeseheads notice it right off the fucking bat.
Is this filmdom history's longest car side-by-side conversation ever?
Yes. Absolutely.
No one's looking at the road.
Nope. Not at all.
Stallone, I hate those kind of scenes.
Stallone really pulls into town in his Jeep, and the 2 fucking potheads who like go and fucking extreme sports dudes, they're like, Gabe's back in town. So they chase him down onto like rural US Route 1. And they pull up next to him and, Gabe, where have you been? And we learn quickly, I've been out working, I've been doing all this stuff. But they have an entire conversation driving side by side. Yeah. In 2 cars.
And the thing is that Stallone moved over into the other lane that he's not supposed to be driving in. Yeah. I was having a problem with that.
I'm literally getting like nervous watching this. Like, what if someone comes around? This is like mountain roads, right? So anyway,
you see this in so many movies, though. It annoys the fuck out of me. It happened in The Lookout.
This is the longest.
Oh,
yes.
This is clearly the longest. The Lookout didn't have a scene like this, right? The Lookout had a scene where he's talking to somebody in the car with him.
He's looking to the side. He's not looking at the road.
Agreed. But that's
he doesn't give 2 shits about that road.
That's less egregious than 2 fucking cars.
Yeah, for sure.
One of them driving in the wrong lane.
Yeah,
having just a fucking bullshit conversation with each other. So I'm coming back. Just give my bow. Okay, so he goes to his house. Janine Turner is fucking brushing a horse, and he's just like, "Oh, Jesse, you got another horse?" And she's like. They make it very clear that like after Sarah had died, he just packed up and left.
Yeah. They're still boyfriend girlfriend somehow.
Does he co-own the house?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Who's paying the mortgage? I have so many logistical questions about
why is that horse still tied up?
Yeah. They leave the horse tied up through everything. So they have this argument essentially that is like, she's telling him it wasn't your fault. It was Rooker's fault. He shouldn't have brought her. He should have been eating her pussy. He should never have been. Should never have brought her up onto Devil's Spire. That's not even like 3rd year climber shit. Right. That's like 18th year climber shit. And he's like, what happened on my watch? And he's got the regretful hero shit going on, right? So she's like, well, are you staying? And he's like, I came for you. Like, and I'm like, what's going on with the house? I'm thinking about the house, Bob. Are you thinking about the house?
Yeah.
It's a nice house.
That's a nice fucking house.
It was like a ranch. View. It was a ranch.
Holy shit. The view. Why would he want to leave that?
I know.
I would, look, I'd be like, somebody fucking fell, died, but god damn, I have a nice
house.
A nice view.
Yeah.
I think after, sitting on the porch for a while and looking out at that view, I'd get over it.
Where did he go anyway?
I'd get over it.
The cheesehead said something about him being in Denver. And he said he was working. Now, what kind of work? I'm thinking maybe like male hustling. Maybe like he was just banging chicks.
Maybe he was in soft porn.
Maybe
he could be working at Papa Gino's.
That'd be fucking hilarious. He found out he was like a part-time fucking drive-through guy at McDonald's. Like there's a deleted scene.
You want fries with that?
There's a deleted scene where he opens up his trunk and there's like a Blockbuster Video uniform in there. He's like, Jesse, I've been renting videos out to people in Denver on the week. It gets busy on the weekends, Jesse. She's like, we cannot pay for fucking all these horses on a Blockbuster employee. We can't do it. We can't do it on your salary. So he's back. We know he's back. We also get to see Hank and Frank. His name either rhymes or has the same sound. Tucker, Walker, Hank, and Frank. So they're still there. They're still Rangers. Meanwhile, the Treasury plane is flying over their area.
That's a prog rock band.
What, the Treasury
Tucker,
plane?
Walker, Hank, and Frank.
It does sound like
there we go. Yeah.
Lloyd's got the record.
TWHF, to be called.
A lot of keyboards.
Yeah, a lot.
18-minute long songs.
And a lot of flute.
Too. A lot of flute. Yeah.
A lot of flute. Yeah, you got to have flute in it. You have to.
So the Treasury plane is going over their area. As the plane's going over their area, they're just kind of talking on the plane. And the guy that's hitching a ride, the FBI, CIA, whoever he is, he sees a fucking plane shadowing them.
Yeah.
Right? And he gets up and he's like, we're being tracked. Okay? This scene kind of lost me. Because I lost who was working for who and who was against who in this scene. He says this plane's being tracked. He gets up, he pulls his gun out and says, we have to, defensive, formation or whatever. He says something along those lines. And Rex Lynn, a.k.a. Dr. Phil, is like, no, we don't. I've never lost a bill or whatever.
Yeah.
Bruce McGill and the other guy then get up and pull their guns on the CIA FBI guy. Okay?
I've always learned growing up watching movies, you don't shoot guns on planes.
No, you certainly don't. You certainly don't. So they pull the guns onto the FBI guy, and then Rex Lynn kills them, even though they're working for him.
Yeah.
But they're actually working for him, and they're honest. He's not honest. He's a shitbag. We find out that the FBI guy, maybe later on in the movie, was actually investigating Rex Lynn. That's why he got on that plane.
Yep.
In the cockpit, one of the pilots kills the other pilot.
Yep.
A lot of shooting on a plane going on. You're right.
Yeah.
You don't
Way
want
too
on a
many.
plane.
That stray bullet's going to just depressurize everything.
Now, meanwhile, we find out on the other plane, it's our group of bad guys. We don't see John Lithgow's face.
That's all right. Yeah. So you got the big DC-9 plane.
And then the smaller
the Lockheed jet, whatever.
And then they kind of do this aerial stunt we talked about before. Rex Lynn, there's 3 cases. The 3 cases all have tracking devices, right, Bob?
Yep, that's correct.
And Rex Lynn has what looks like a set of robotic binoculars that has 50,000 key codes, right? Yeah. That he is the one who could track and open. Yeah. Are the key codes to track them or open them?
It's to open the... Yeah, that's just...
Stallone opens one with a rock.
Yeah,
it's to track them.
Okay, so it's
to track. That one is to track them.
Okay,
as far as the there's another code for the cases as well.
I want to point out again, Stallone opens one with a rock.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
Okay,
he does.
That's Stallone.
That's Stallone.
Well,
he's got to be able to.
That's the beefiest Stallone you've ever seen.
With the size of those fucking arms.
Bob's getting so hard. I just heard Bob's dick touch the bottom of your kitchen table. Bob's erect mushroom head is pushing through Lloyd's kitchen table at a rate of about 1.2 pounds of pure pressure per second until we're going to hear a drilling sound.
Right. So I think you know who my man crush would be.
I guess I do. Yeah. All right.
That's one of them.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we get this incredible stunt where Rex Lynn, he ends up shooting a cable out of the plane, and then they attach the cable to their plane, and then they start to send well, he goes first. Because he's like, I know that you're going to fucking leave me if I send the suitcases over first.
Right.
So the plan is he's going to go over first, and then the pilot, who killed the other pilot, is going to send the other ones, and he's going to go as well. Bad news for that pilot, though, who's still alive.
Yep. The guy who is investigating.
He's not dead. He's on the ground, and when the pilot walks by him, we get that classic movie thing where someone's hand does that to signify.
The little finger twitch.
The little finger twitch, yep.
So we know he's alive. As the pilot is about to leave the plane, the fucking FBI guy shoots him and kills him. And then, like, you think, oh, he's going to, like, get killed or they're going to shoot him from their plane. He just wreaks havoc on their plane from the other plane. He is just in the back of this plane, just fucking, he knows he's dying. He's just blasting the other plane. And we get a close-up of, like, he kills one of the henchmen.
Yep.
And the fucking...
So many henchmen.
This is a great line. We need to get him to a hospital immediately.
Yeah.
And just dumps him out of the fucking
Drops
plane.
him out of the plane. We know that we're dealing with bad John Lithgow immediately, because even though we can't see him, because he's wearing an environmental mask and he's got, like, a baklava on, it's like kind of like kooky eye John Lithgow, where you could see, like, he's got, like, that fucking, like, kind of like fucking wonk eye going on. And you're like, this isn't Harry and the Hendersons John Lithgow.
Right.
And he also, he's doing a British accent.
This is Blowout.
This is Blowout.
This is Ricochet. This is Raising Cane.
Yeah.
This is like fucking Weird Eye John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Their plane crashes because before the plane blows up, because it was set to self-destruct, he hit their hydraulic system. We see like this big thing that says hydraulic system, and it's pissing fucking red fluid out. So they crash.
Where the fuck is a hydraulic system in a plane?
I don't know.
I'm not a mechanic.
I'm not an aviation person.
I don't think anything plays into that.
Well, maybe the flaps.
Maybe.
I don't know if it would cause them to crash, though.
I don't know.
Just
I'm an
probably
electrician,
not.
so I don't
Not
know.
right there, though.
No.
Yeah.
But they do crash. But in the crash, Manster,
But they all...
they all live.
Yeah.
But what happens to the three cases?
Well, they all get like dispersed throughout the mountains, 3 different locations.
So we're going to make this easy for
How is that possible?
Yeah.
Where they were dispersed, because I'm watching them fall. They're all going together.
Yeah.
And like somehow, like one was like, "You go this way,
Yeah.
you go that way."
The wind, I guess. I don't know.
How the fuck did they end up that far away?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, that was an issue I had too.
I do like the fact that once this happens, they feign a call into services and say like, we
the fake distress call.
Fake distress call.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
And we get right into everybody going, and Janine Turner, Stallone's about to leave again. He's like, I came for you, but you're not coming, so I have a shift at Blockbuster.
Mopey Stallone.
I have a shift at Blockbuster at 6 p.m. It's Fridays. People rent a lot of shit on Fridays.
I got to put more rats up on the shelf.
Forrest Gump is a big one right now. Pulp Fiction. So I gotta go, baby. But she's like, you need to help us because there's only 4 employees here and you're one of them and you left. We never rehired and we don't have a lot of work because Frank is currently painting a window pane with a monkey eating a banana, but like we have an emergency right now. So let's go. And he's like, at first he's like, I don't really want to go. And then he goes. So he meets up with Gabe. Gabe is like, you fucking killed Sarah, and they start all over again. He's like, look,
so unbelievable. Nobody would be like that.
Let's just start this right now. Let's worry about this later, and we got to go save these people. So they get up, and again, this is something I like about this movie. They get to the plane, and there's no bullshit. They just immediately pull their guns out.
Immediately. They're not even there yet. And
fooled you. Yeah. So they have now got Tucker and Walker as hostage, and they are going to use Tucker and Walker to help them find the 3 cases. We are going to skip through a lot of this movie, only because this is the breadth of this movie is finding the 3 cases. But I want to bring up a couple things in this scene in particular that I found ridiculous. One of them is they put Stallone on a leash by his foot. Yeah. And they know that one of them is right above them. One of the cases is like on this bluff, not too far above them. And they tell him, like, fetch! Like, fetch! Get it.
Yeah, he treats him like a dog.
Fetch!
Yeah, so they're yelling at him, and you're waiting for Stallone to get their comeuppance and him to deliver it. But he goes up, and when he goes up, Lithgow says, when he comes back down with the case, kill him, we don't need 2 of them. And Rooker yells up to him, and he's like,
They're going to kill you.
Don't come down. They attempt then to pull him down.
There's no fucking way they can shoot him from there.
There's so many things about this I don't understand.
Yeah.
He hasn't come down with the case yet. Why are you trying to pull him down? He can't run. So if you're worried he's going to run, he can't. You've got him on a leash. If you pull him down now, there's no way pulling him off that bluff, he's going to land on the ledge you're on.
Nope.
Yep.
He's going to just fall.
Yeah,
So like I was confused as to their logic here.
There's no logic. Logic doesn't play a part in this.
It was conveniently placed like that.
Because then there's a secondary logical problem, right?
Yeah.
And if I was Quaylen, the Lithgow character, I'd be very mad at my henchman. You're on a mountain in the snow. The guy's up above, and Stallone ends up getting off the leash. He uses the spikes to get off. He breaks the leash. He takes the
Don't forget, he broke the case with a rock.
He breaks the case with a rock.
Yeah.
He opens up the thing with all the money. But then one of the henchmen starts shooting fucking a grenade launcher.
Yeah.
These guys really...
They're really
the most
dumb.
Intelligent.
Yes. No, it's just really dumb.
And they're all mad at each other.
Yes.
It's like they were all pissed off like before they even started this.
Yeah.
There was a fight or something. That should have been a deleted scene.
You think so?
Yeah. They all had an argument about something.
Striker. Did you eat all me fucking Vegemite? Did you eat all me fucking Vegemite? And then Leon's like, fuck you, motherfucker. And he's like, no, fuck you, you Vegemite eating motherfucker. Yeah, no, you're right. They don't seem like the most
they all
cohesive group.
seem angry at each other.
So scientifically, Manster, you shoot a grenade launcher at a snowy mountain. What do you think could happen? Because it does.
I think most people are aware of this, except for these fucking fools.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to cause an avalanche. You know, all that.
And it does.
All that noise, all that sonic
and Mr.
is
Grenade
going to
launcher.
loosen that snow, and that's going to come raining down.
Launched.
He does like 4 of them.
Yeah, he gets right off the fucking mountain.
So Stallone ends up throwing all the money into the avalanche. He's pushed himself up against
he's
the
able
wall.
to avoid falling just by standing close to the rock.
He also...
he's like a cat.
I also have to call out bullshit. One of the things they did to him to keep control of him is they took his jacket off.
Yeah, he's in a t-shirt.
Yeah, no.
Now look, Bob, I understand. I know what you're going to say. He looks great in that t-shirt. It's gray. It's sweaty. It's tight around his biceps.
I'm glad. Look, it had to be done.
It had to be done.
It has
But
to be.
do you think like he wouldn't have had frostbite within like 3 minutes? I feel like his body would have stopped working.
Those arms, though.
You would have kept him warm.
They're generating some heat.
You would have kept him warm.
You need the fat for insulation. There's no fat on those arms.
He's too buff. So this is the point where he ends up destroying their first case, and now Gabe is still with the bad guys, and he is off on his own. He eventually runs into Jesse at
up in the cabin.
Up in a cabin.
Yeah.
He's able to get like a really old sweater.
They called that a tourist attraction.
But there was...
That thing looks like it's been sitting there for like 50 or 60 years. Like no one's gone
He
there.
breaks into a glass case to get a sweater. Like what was that?
Fucking sweater had holes all over it.
Oh, because there's rats living in there.
Yeah, but it's clearly an active, it's a shop.
Oh, yeah.
It's a tourist shop.
I don't know if it's active, though.
Well, they said it was. Later in the they said this is a tourist.
I thought it was like a ranger station.
It was
or
a
something.
tourist shop.
There's
It's a
definitely a
tourist
shop
shop.
of some sort because there's merchandise. Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck is going up there?
Yeah, I don't get that part. And now it just becomes kind of like a mountain cat and mouse game between her and him and the bad guys and them trying to
camp out at night and they burn the money.
They burn the money.
Yeah.
At one point, Stallone rides one of the henchmen down a mountain like a fucking
sled.
Like a sled. His face was all
it was great
from the
gets
ice.
melted.
Yeah.
Bob's probably getting all hard watching that.
Yeah.
Stallone could ride me like a fucking surfboard, like a set of skis.
He could ski me down the mountain.
That's right.
Where was remember he sent a message like want to trade or something?
Yeah. That was later.
That's later on.
Was it later?
Later on,
I don't know.
yeah.
There's so many freaking things that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's 3 cases.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a tale of 3 cases.
You have the bunny rabbit at one point.
Yeah,
The bunny-
that's part of this. That is part of that scene, actually.
They think they're trying to find the cases, but they realize everything's moving around.
Oh
and all
no,
of a
that's
sudden-
the second case with the want to trade. The third one is the bunny.
The
rabbit.
third one's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. where they put the tracker on a bunny rabbit. And that's actually what causes Rex Lynn to have his fucking meltdown.
Yeah, that was it.
Because there's a lot of, like you said, the bad guys are mad at each other, and Rex Lynn being this traitorous Treasury agent, and Eric Quaylen, who we find out through dialogue in one scene, is like, a notorious like Interpol wanted criminal. Of course, they've come together to do this thing and steal all this money, but like they have a lot of like problems between each other, right? Where it's like at one point, what ends up? Oh, this is actually a great moment. A little bit later in the movie for the Quaylen character is Quaylen has a henchwoman who is clear they're together. Right. Yeah. And she's like his girlfriend, and she does things that are like, she does things he likes, and he's like, take notes from her. She's a genius. But late in the movie at one point,
because she's a pilot.
She's the pilot.
Yeah.
And she also, she does something else later. And I can't remember what it is, but like he points out, he's like, we should be thinking like this. And at one point, Rex Lynn tries to use that as like leverage against Quaylen. And Quaylen just fucking kills her.
Eric, what are you doing? And
then
he shoots her right in the back, and then like
3 times. I'm the only one that can fly this helicopter.
Right. So now we're back in business.
Well, but the best part of that scene, the whole thing is like, well, we need someone to fly us out of here, and she could do it. So he kills her.
Yeah.
And she slumps over the helicopter, and then, Lithgow is like, I guess I'm the only pilot that can get us out. We're partners again. He grabs her by the back of the head and throws her body.
Yeah.
It's a great bad guy moment.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
It is.
So we get some more actiony things. Frank.
The night vision goggles.
The night vision goggles.
With the flare.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We get stalactite.
That's the first
Leon.
encounter that Stallone has with one of those henchmen. Yes. That's when he wrote him down the
that was the night vision guy.
Yep.
He rides him down the sled.
Rides him right down.
Okay.
Eventually he ends up going up against Leon in a very kind of shitty set stalactite stalagmite cave.
Yeah.
And Leon is just kicking the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
He is an angry fucking dude. He is just like, and he at one point, what does he say? He's like, you make your bitch do your work or something. And he's like, but don't worry.
It amazes me how much a man will put himself in jeopardy for money and a woman.
And then doesn't he say
exactly what he said?
But then doesn't he say something like he's gonna teach her bitch something or something like that?
Oh yeah,
yeah. So he's starting to imply some shitty stuff. Stallone fucking grabs him by the cock. Much like Bob would hope to happen someday.
Yeah.
Stallone grabs Leon by the dick, then by the chest, and then Ultimate Warrior press slams him
cock and chest
into a stalactite. Manster.
That's a WWE move.
But I gotta ask, Manster.
Just straight up overhead.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a strong guy, but imagine you've got Stallone's strength.
Yep.
Can you drive someone through a stalactite made of ice? No, I don't think so.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that stalactite's going to be a lot of resistance.
There's resistance.
I mean, unless it's like razor sharp and you're really like, got some oomph in that side.
He almost seemed like he was made of like fucking Jello. Because he just slides right into it, blood everywhere, but he takes care of him that way. So we jump ahead a little bit more. Quaylen.
When do we meet the 2 stoner dudes again?
Oh yeah,
I mean, there's so many crazy things.
That was after. That was around that same time.
It's like in the middle of the.
It was after because then after the fight with Leon, they meet the stoner dudes, and
one of them gets shot, and the other jumps off the cliff.
And the other one, he's running, and he's got his fucking bag with him, and he pulls out his
parachute,
loads up, and.
And isn't he saved by Frank? Because he's hung up in a tree?
He is saved by Frank.
All right,
and then
so Frank's not
Frank
dead
brings him to a hospital, I guess. Wolves try to tear him up, and Frank, scares him off.
Just what we need a subplot about those 2 guys.
Right. I want to see Frank in the gray.
Yeah. Fucking with nipper bottles in his well, before he kills Quaylen's girlfriend, she feigns being dead.
That's right.
And
he comes over to help her.
Frank comes over to help her.
He's such a good guy.
And that's when Sokka goes and shoots him.
Yeah.
One eye shoots him. And slow motion. Tucker's trying to stop him.
And then that's when Tucker and Sokka have their fight, right? No.
That's not till after.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They leave him because they send off the traitorous agent. I always forget his name. And
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil goes with Sokka, and they take Tucker to find the last case
Okay, right.
Oh, this is when the rabbit comes to play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's afterwards. That comes into play afterwards because then Dr. Phil tells, Captain Football to...
We're acting like Cliffhanger's Pulp Fiction. We can't put anything in order. when does the final fight on the helicopter where...
Like I said, I've seen this movie a lot.
The final fight on the helicopter where Eric Quillen dies and Stallone kills him and they get rescued in the credits.
That's when they start.
That's 10 minutes in, right?
That's 10 minutes in.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they go backwards. And then they come back into the middle. And then they come back again. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is, if you're not sure, it's not just that here on The Pint we sometimes have problems with that stuff. It's a non-linear plot.
So like Stallone dies halfway through the movie and then at the end they show him.
Yeah. We see him in the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah. Marcellus Wallace.
And then he's in the frozen river.
Yes.
Okay, so we end up getting the fight between Tucker and Soccer, where he just basically says...
keeps running his mouth.
I was so had a good
Lines
strike.
up for the kick. The penalty kick. Season's over, asshole.
Yeah, how does he kill him? I can't remember.
He kills him with his gun. He shoots him.
Doesn't he half fall over the ledge, but he holds on?
Tucker does. He's holding on, and then he's getting ready. He's stomping on his foot, and then he reaches up with his nut. He has a knife. And he stabs him
in the knee.
And in the knee.
Because he hid the knife.
Gun, and then he grabs the gun and... Season's over, asshole!
Yeah.
And that was the end of that.
Yeah. He kills him with the shotgun.
Yeah.
So he survives. So Tucker gets up and survives. That's when Rex Lynn has his fucking breakdown. Quaylen, you fucking moron! Eric Quaylen! Whatever you do, don't say my name. Eric Jermaine fucking Quaylen, fucking 39 years old, from Liverpool, England.
Penis the size of...
I saw you naked after the shower in the hotel. Your dick is gigantic. What is wrong with the head,
You look just like that guy from Third Rock.
I think you should get the head of your penis looked at. It was knobby. It's crooked. I've heard of crooked shafts, but I ain't never seen a crooked head. When you pee, do you have to sit on your side to get the urine in the bowl? Because your pee
Is there something wrong with your pee hole? Because there's piss all over the seat.
Your pee hole
I sat down to pee and I got it all over me.
Your pee hole's on a 90 degree. I'm telling you, once we get all this money and you're able to get a doctor wherever you go, Turks and Caicos or the Dominican, wherever you end up moving to, get your penis looked at.
That pee hole.
Your pee hole's all fucked up, bro. You've said too much. So he finally ends up running afoul of Stallone on another kind of bad set where it's a frozen river. Stallone, at one point we saw he has a bolt gun, like one of those guns to like put bolts into the.
It's like a Hilti shot because I work with this kind of like shit.
Okay,
it's like a Hilti shot, and you just shoot it's a stake that goes into
the rock.
Yeah, you shoot like an anchor into the rock.
It's an anchor. Yes.
He ends up fighting with Rex Lynn, but he ends up falling into the water.
He's in the water trying to get out.
And he's got no shirt on in this scene.
Right, he takes his shirt off on purpose underwater.
Yeah, he takes off underwater. He is
I guess,
thank God.
For hypothermia reasons?
Maybe the shirt would make it colder. I don't know.
I'm assuming, yeah.
I was thinking about trying that. I was like, there must be maybe adrenaline.
Yeah, maybe.
Is what it is that kept him warm underneath.
So we get the cool scene where he's floating underwater and he's obviously under the frozen river, and Dr. Phil is going to fucking kill him. And then Stallone reaches but where does he pull that gun from? Like his back of his pants?
Like the back of his pants.
He reaches underneath him, pulls it out, and then he blasts him fucking 9 times through the ice, which I feel like it wouldn't. I feel like that's the kind of thing that would only work up close.
Yep.
But
actually, Hilti shots are meant for you to. It pushes.
It's like a staple gun.
It's like a staple gun. It pushes in, and then it'll release.
Right.
Just no, it doesn't. That's I call bullshit again.
Yeah. Right. Yes. So he blasts him with 9 of his anchors, and he kills fucking Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
Quaylen now has Jesse taken hostage. He tricked her. He fooled her. Remember, because she's on the rock and he's pulling up in the helicopter, and she's like,
"Yeah, she thinks this Frank."
She's apparently the gun that he aimed at her has really good range.
I thought the same thing. So Quaylen's in the helicopter, 30 feet above her. He points a pistol at her, and then in the next scene, she's in the helicopter.
Somehow.
I feel like, if you don't have much room to hide, you can get away from somebody in a helicopter pointing a pistol at you.
He showed her his unusual crooked dick.
You think so?
Yes,
His pee hole.
I think so.
Quickly, Janine Turner, get up here.
Look at the size of this.
Look at the size of that. It's like a baby's arm holding an apple. But it's crooked. She's like, but it's so fucking crooked. He's like, why does everybody bring that up? Do you have to like lean on your side to pee? Stop! I'm not answering that anymore. Fucking ridiculous bitches. Fucking bitches.
Fucking Dr. Phil.
So Stallone Gabe Walker eventually gets up, and why is there a ladder on the side of the mountain?
There's a special mine shaft.
But
the scene where
I don't know.
It ends.
It just ends.
It's like it just ends where
it's at the
and
top.
then there's a nice big steel
like
rail.
Somehow you're getting to that point.
Yeah.
And then climbing the rest of the way up the ladder.
Yeah, I don't get it.
But you have to jump like 20 feet just to get there. You have to be able to jump like Nathan Lane.
Yeah. I don't get it. Okay, so Nathan Lane, jumping
that was
Nathan
a
Lane.
good one.
I don't get that.
Uncharted.
Yeah.
No.
For the video game.
Isn't Nathan Lane the gay actor?
I'm sorry. Nathan Drake. Nathan Drake. That's what I meant to say.
Uncharted would be so much better with Nathan Lane.
Right. With the voice.
I was picturing
I want that
Lane
voice.
jumping 20
Yeah.
feet. I was believing it. I was
Oh my shit.
I was like, oh, he's in Uncharted. I never saw the movie.
Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake.
Yeah, okay, all right. Oh boy. All right. So Stallone ends up tying they're going to they're lowering the cable down for some reason. Stallone ties the cable to this weird ladder.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting Jesse off the helicopter. Quaylen ends up the ladder is stuck to this helicopter.
Well, he's supposed to he has the money and he's supposed to come.
Right.
Stallone keeps saying, come closer. And he's like, Walker, you are a huge pain in my ass. And you're a huge piece of shit.
Yeah. And then Stallone takes the suitcase as he gets close enough. Jesse's gotten off, and he throws it into the blade. So all the money in this movie has been destroyed. It's all fucking gone.
Yep.
He hooks it to the bridge, the cable to the ladder, bridge, to the ladder. And as Quaylen gets up, Quaylen's chasing him on foot with the helicopter, but eventually the ladder starts to pull off, and the helicopter falls, but then Gabe falls onto the helicopter, right?
Yeah, it's still all connected.
It's all connected. Gabe falls, lands on the top of the helicopter. The helicopter slams onto the side of the mountain upside down. And then in what I still think is the weirdest pairing ever, we get a fight scene between John Lithgow and Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
But you can almost see where John Lithgow can hang in with him.
He's hanging good, man.
Well, see, here's the thing. Stallone is short and Lithgow is tall.
Yeah.
He towers over him. And he gets him a few times. He gets him pushed up against the mountain wall, and he's fucking giving him kidney punches. And then at one point he gets Stallone in a headlock, and he's like, you know what, Walker? You're a real piece of shit. I love that. I just love how he calls him a piece of shit. And then Walker, what does he say, Bob? Does he have a line? Is there a final line and you're fucking helicopter toast? Or all hands and arms?
All hands and arms remain inside the helicopter. Yeah.
Throws him into the helicopter.
Yep.
The helicopter comes unmoored, and we had a great scene of the helicopter hurtling towards the earth and two separate cuts of John Lithgow's character watching the earth coming up at him. Not one, but we see one, then we see the earth, and then we see John Lithgow looking again, and then it smashes and blows up.
It's kind of reminiscent of Sudden Death.
Yes.
The helicopter
scene.
Which is different, but...
Yeah. They're both good.
Yeah.
They're both good. So Stallone gets to the top. We have a happy little, we know they're going to be rescued. The actual Treasury agents, Paul Winfield, are coming. End of the movie. All right, so that is 1993's Cliffhanger, Frigid February. Let's talk about the box office, Master.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the fucking box?
What's in the fucking box?
Nice. The budget for this was, I got $65 for production and $70 million. So I'm assuming advertising and all that stuff. Another $5 million. The first weekend it opened was $16.1 million.
Not bad. Not bad.
Domestically made $84 million, but get this, worldwide $255 million. They love them some Stallone out there.
Probably Italy. Italy was very proud.
Yeah, I bet you it was.
I gotta go
Italy.
see this movie.
I want to see the Dolomite.
It has a Sylvester Stallone. His cock is magnificent. He's got my second favorite.
I've seen his porno.
Did you see it?
It's not that big.
Yeah.
It's very small.
It's small?
Yeah.
But that was back before he did
but
Rocky.
manageable and handleable, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right.
Very thick. I'm assuming very thick.
Yeah, he looks like
It looks like a beer can almost.
he looks like a chode boy.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So for that weekend, I'll give you the top 5. Number 5, A Few Good Men.
You can't handle the truth.
Right. $163,000. It's 25th week.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was
25th.
forever.
Back then, movies were out for 50 weeks sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Now they're out for like 7 weeks and then straight to
You get
streaming.
6 weeks and you're done.
2 weeks later,
2
you rent
weeks.
it.
Some of them are 2 weeks.
Number 4, Stench of a Woman, made $214,000.
I would go see that.
Yeah,
I would go see that Stench of a Woman. Yeah.
it's a good one.
It's a squirter.
Never
She's
saw
a
it.
squirter.
She's a squirter.
Yeah.
23 weeks for that. So that was out for a while too. Number 3, very apropos to when we're recording this, Groundhog Day.
Oh, that was yesterday.
Yep. 655,000.
Did he see a shadow
in its
or no?
16th weeks?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think that's
Locally, around here in Connecticut, spring is early, but I guess the Punxsutawney Phil one is more winter.
Okay. All right.
Like
It's all bullshit.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's all
It is.
bullshit.
What? How do we have? How is this a thing? How? Animal magic. What are we doing? What is this?
Right.
Is this the Lord of the Rings?
All right, number 2, in its 43rd week, Unforgiven,
Oh yeah.
No shit.
1.1 million.
43rd
Yeah.
week.
And
That was
number 1,
such a good movie.
Cliffhanger, 16 mil.
Of course.
Yeah, I figured that.
All right, so on the year, I'll give you the top 5, and then I'll ask you something.
Okay.
So Sleepless in Seattle,
Okay.
126.6. Number 4, The Firm, 158.3. Number 3, The Fugitive at 183.8. Number 2, Mrs. Doubtfire,
Yep.
219. And I think you know number 1 that year, 93.
Jurassic
Park.
Yep.
Yeah, 357 million.
Jurassic Park was like the number 1 movie for like 7 years after it came out. The number 1 movie in 1998 was Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger came in at number 10.
Okay.
All right, 84 million.
That's respectable.
I'm going to give you 2 other movies. Tell me where they came. Tell me what you think. Schindler's List and Free Willy.
So you mean
One of them was number 9. One of them was number 11. What beat Cliffhanger? Free Willy?
Free
or
Willy?
Schindler's
Free
List?
Willy.
Free
Free
Willy.
Willy beat it. Schindler's List was lower because Schindler's List was longer, less showings. Yeah.
Yeah, no, opposite.
Really?
Schindler's List at number 9 with 96 million.
Well, it actually makes sense because I saw Schindler's List once
Yep.
in the
I've
movies.
never seen it.
I kind of
Never
feel like,
seen
except for Bob, like everybody has seen it once.
If you
Like no one's going to see that
worth
twice.
watching.
Is it worth?
Just be ready to like maybe like just stay in the next day. Maybe think about life. I saw it once and it was one of those movies. I've got like a handful of movies that are like, I'm glad I saw it. I'll never have to watch that again.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Like
not.
Passion
So
of the
is it
Christ?
basically like watching a Serbian film?
I've never seen the Serbian film. That is off limits. That is off limits.
It is. It's shower time after.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's
No,
shower
thank you.
time.
Oh,
I've
Rethink your choices in life.
I
from
told Larry
movies.
early on when we started doing the Scary Larry House of Horror stuff.
If he does that,
yeah.
he loses cred.
No, we never do it.
Yeah,
I told him that's one that I will not do.
no.
I will not do.
No, Larry. No.
So that's it. Let's rate this thing.
Are those your grades?
Yep. I don't think that I deserved an F. Do you?
0 to 5. 0 being the worst thing ever made. 5 being the best thing ever made. Quarter and half scale optional. I'll let the master go first. What do you give 1993's Cliffhanger?
I've got a feeling that you guys like this movie a little more than me.
We'll see.
All right. So, look, it's got stunning mountain vistas, like you said. Like when you're seeing from afar and you're seeing the climbing, it's really good. It's got some thrilling stunts, but overall, to me, it's just uninspired action, weighed down by cheesy dialogue, predictability, and just like stupid logic, things that don't make any sense, rabbits that come out of nowhere, and all this garbage. But the mountains are a gorgeous backdrop. I like it. Stallone to me feels very wooden in this, and I think it's just because he's got bad dialogue. He's got a bad script and clunky lines, right? John Lithgow is a good villain. He does chew up the scenery, but I think it's a little cartoonish.
Oh, well, yeah,
right?
Of course.
Yeah, right. But it's supposed to be, but he's not menacing. I don't feel the menace coming out of him. It's just cartoony.
He shoots his girlfriend in the back, bro.
Yeah, all right, that one scene, but he's cartoony when he does it.
Prior to that, I get what Lloyd's saying.
Yeah. Everyone else, pretty much forgettable.
Yeah.
They're either just screaming or they're disposable henchmen. So nothing really good there. It's a lot of action movie tropes. It doesn't bring anything new to the table. This movie offers nothing new. It's unbelievable. And I think the biggest problem is there's no tension in the movie. It's all just kind of like stupid action, and there's really no tension. It's just goofy.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
I feel like it's goofy. So I saw this actually in the movie theater in 1995. I've never seen it since until like yesterday. 93. Until yesterday or the day before. I remember the only thing I actually remembered from the movie was the opening scene. I'm like, yeah, I remember. I think that was a pretty good movie.
Incredibly memorable opening scene. However you feel about the movie.
Without a doubt.
But other than that, it's just kind of disposable and just didn't really keep me interested. I kind of wanted it to just be over so I could be done watching it.
This is the longest preamble to you giving something a 5 I've ever heard.
No, I've done a lot of long preambles, but it's not again a 5. 2.25.
2.25. Yeah. All right. I'm going to say low. I'll go next. I'll say low on that.
Yeah. I'm sure there's people that love this.
This movie, to me, I think about the time that this movie came out and Stallone's career was in a real rut. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, Oscar. He was in like a real, like, I'm trying to make comedies. I'm trying to do some of the stuff that Schwarzenegger, they both had their thing, right? That rivalry. Schwarzenegger was much more successful in the comedy world. Twins, Kindergarten Cop. I can't say Junior. I've never seen that, and I know that's not well regarded. But he did things that were like looked at in a positive light. Stallone tried that, and his career kind of like just like farted out.
Yeah,
Cliffhanger was advertised as like the return of the action hero Stallone, and it didn't last because after that he made Demolition Man the same year, which is widely regarded as a good movie. But then like stuff like Daylight and stuff like that.
That's a tough one. It's a debatable one.
I don't love Demolition Man.
Yeah,
I
like it.
I enjoy bits of it. I don't love it.
Such cheesy fucking lines in that movie.
Yes. But there's just something about this movie that I just feel like I have maybe a little bit of a comfort level with. It is a 90s action movie all the way.
Yeah.
Stallone is pretty tranquil in this again. But like again, I just did First Blood over on the Patreon, First Blood Part 2, and fucking A, man, like he is on horse ketamine. He is just fucking like he is. So like even like this, he's like a level above.
Really?
A level above. I agree. John Lithgow, he's playing the trashy 90s Euro villain, and he doesn't come across as that dangerous.
No.
But it's still John Lithgow, right? It's still a level above. But knowing that Christopher Walken might have been the bad guy, maybe like brings it up a notch, but we'll find out, but we never got to find out. But I think the opening scene is really memorable. I think the overall look of this movie is great. The vistas are great. A lot of the rock climbing scenes, look like they're really fucking doing it.
I agree.
So I give that a lot of credit. A good production. Rennie Harlin's a good director. He's made some good movies, and I think this, in my opinion, this is one of them. But I do get what you're saying. But there's just like some of the performances of this I like. I like Rex Linn. The scene at the end where he's just freaking out. It's just funny. Stallone's fine in it. It's good to see Michael Rooker as a good guy for once. Like, that guy's always playing like he's Henry fucking Portrait of a serial killer. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't usually play the good guy.
Yeah, at the end of the deleted scene from Cliffhanger is they show Rooker drive away and Stallone is in a plastic bag.
He's taking care of him. He's like, I didn't forget what you did to Sarah, motherfucker. I'm gonna give this a 3.25.
All right.
I'm going to go full point higher than you.
One higher than
I
me.
enjoy this. I think I watched it a couple of years ago, maybe during COVID. And yeah, when I watch it, I kind of look at it and go, man, some of this is so fucking dumb. The subplot with the two fucking extreme sports kids is unnecessary. Ooh. There's not even any reason. Even to like show how dangerous Quaylen's people are, we didn't need them to kill one of those guys.
No.
Right? It just seemed like an excuse to have like a parachuting scene.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But I'm going to go 3.25. All right, let's go over to the man of the hour. Bob, what do you got?
Well, this movie, so clearly I'm a Stallone mark. I wouldn't put this one as one of my favorite Stallone movies, but like at that time, yeah, you're right. He had done comedy and it was like a fart in the wind. And I was like, shit, is he going to make anything decent yet? I'm like waiting. And then when this came out, I went to see this in the theater, and it was at that time when I saw it, I was like, this fucking movie's amazing.
Right.
It's dumb action. And that's what mainly 80s movies did with their action movies. It was dumb action, but it was fun. It was adrenaline fueled. Yeah, there was no tension really in it. I agree with Lloyd that there isn't any tension in it. But the action, it's fun. The backdrop, gorgeous backdrops.
Yeah.
Just, if it's green screen, it looks fantastic. Especially, like I said earlier, with a 4K, I thought for sure I'd look at it and be going, Jesus Christ, that looks fucking awful. But it looks terrific.
Yeah.
The villains are cartoony completely. It's actually like when I watched it last night, I was laughing at the villains that were yelling at each other. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. But I was really, as far as me getting a hard on for the action in it.
Yeah,
there wasn't much of it for Stallone to me. It's no Cobra. It's no First Blood Part 2.
It's not a traditional shoot 'em up action movie.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of chasing.
It's an adventure flick. It's an adventure flick. Lithgow is good in it. I think he tries to be menacing, and I agree with Lloyd again. He doesn't show it until later when he kills his girlfriend. Up until that, he's just he seems kind of like a fake. He's pretending to be a bad guy, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But the other guys are more menacing than them. Leon is more menacing. You should have put Leon in charge. That dude he was pissed. He was a pissed off motherfucker. So me with this movie, watching it again yesterday, I watched it last night. Totally excited watching it.
Right.
It's fun. It's such a fun movie. I'm gonna go a little higher than you guys. I'm gonna go 3.5.
3.5.
3.5 is I could watch it over and over again.
Yeah, I don't
enjoy it.
I don't think it's a bad
Rooker's
movie.
fantastic in it too.
Yeah, I like Rooker. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think I liked this more when I was younger. I think this is one of those ones that I felt like, saw it in the movies,
Absolutely,
saw it then.
I agree.
And then when you watch it later, you're like, okay, it's good. So yeah, I land right between you guys. So I definitely don't think this is like one of those movies where it's like, ugh, like we've done movies where it's like, fuck, why did I watch that again? Or why, you realize these things. Now, I have Cliffhanger on DVD. I don't know if I'll ever upgrade it from where it's at.
Oh, I had to.
But I
saw the Steelbook. I was like, I gotta fucking... And it's Stallone hanging from the cliff.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
I got almost thrown out. They're like, there's a man in the Best Buy movie area with an extreme erection.
He's looking at the First Blood 5-disc special edition, and his left hand is in his pants, and it's making a very sweeping counterclockwise motion. And I think
we need security right now.
And I think I heard him.
Is there security here?
I heard a spurting noise coming from his boxer shorts. Oh!
and he asked someone where the restroom was.
Where's the restroom? Because I just frosted my legs. Oh, sir. Please leave.
Can I first buy this movie?
No, sir.
Can I purchase
You can have it. Get the fuck out. All right, Manster, tell them where they could find us.
Find us on all of your podcatchers. We come out weekly. You can be a Patreon insider at www.patreon.com/thepint. You can find us on Instagram at @thepintpop.
That's right. So the Frigid February, we've been talking about cold movies all month long. Bob, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, man. I love you guys. You guys are great.
We love you.
Thank you.
I know that you love Stallone, so we're going to have you back for Cobra.
Yes.
Which we've talked about for a long time.
Pizza and scissors, man.
Pizza and scissors,
Gotta
baby.
do some Nighthawks too, man. One of these days.
Okay, well, we'll do both of them that same day.
That sounds good.
Pencil that in, Lloyd.
All right.
Yeah.
Do us a favor and go and check out my friend Christy. She has a coffee and tea business. It's www.harpoonholly.com. You can find her on Instagram at harpoon_holly. All different kinds of coffees, all different kinds of teas, gift cards, merchandise.
Coffee?
I don't know if there's any mushroom coffee.
I'm curious.
I've had mushroom coffee.
I want to try it.
It's not good.
I've heard
some.
I wanted to try it because I read a lot of good things about them,
it's
but
like better for you.
just mushroom.
Yeah.
So kind of gross.
So I don't know. Don't get excited to go there looking for mushroom coffee. Might not have it. But she has shirts. She does graphic design, all kinds of cool stuff. And the reason I'm telling you this is because we partnered up with her. If you go and you order one order, go into the little discount code box there and type in PINT20, pint20, and you'll get 20% off of your order.
Nice.
So make it happen. And I've had some of the tea. It's very good. Until next time, see ya.
See ya.
See ya.
It's over, Johnny. It's over! Nothing is over! Nothing! You just don't turn it off!